Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urios Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today, on the Doctor's Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell Vampiric Touch. And no, we're not giving this spell a D. We are giving this spell a straight-up B. It's an okay spell. It's not great. There are other third-level spells that are better. And there are other options for healing and getting hit points and temporary hit points and things that are better as well. So let's get into it. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right. So this is a third level spell. It takes one action. It is usable by warlocks, wizards, death domain clerics, grave domain clerics. That is a range of self, verbal, somatic component. It does last for a minute. So this is a thing that is with this spell. It lasts for an entire minute. So you can keep doing it over and over and over again. So that is one of the reasons why I'm not giving it a C. Because if this was a one-off, it would definitely be getting a C at least. It's a necromancy spell. It is a melee spell attack, not a melee weapon attack. It is a melee spell attack. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, I bring that up because of this particular thing with the rogue that says sneak attack. Once per turn, you can deal an extra d6 of damage to one creature hit with an attack you advantage on the attack roll. You must use a finesse or ranged weapon. Melee spell attacks are not finesse, and they're not ranged weapons. So we're going to go back to where we were here, which was, I believe, we were at the grave domain. Okay, so you touch, the touch of your shadow-wreathed hand can siphon life force from others to heal your wound. So it doesn't give you temporary hit points. It heals you. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within reach. On a hit, the target takes 3d6 necrotic damage, and you regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage dealt. So 3d6 is about 11 points of damage on average. About 10 to 11. And you're going to get 5 of those back. So it is not a fantastic amount of healing. It really isn't. Until the spell ends, you can make the attack again on each of your turns as an action. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, the damage increases by a d6. So if you were to cast this as a 4th level spell, it would on average do about 14 points of necrotic damage, and you would regain 7. Not a fantastic amount. So let's look at all the different classes that can use this. And I think one of the things that would make this spell, that you can make this spell better, is if you cannot use it as a touch spell, but kind of as a reach spell. There's really very limited options for that. But as a warlock or wizard, you definitely don't want to be up front very much. Now, you could be an abjuration wizard and be kind of tanky. Or you could be an abjuration wizard who has levels of fighter who could be kind of tanky. So, or an eldritch wizard. So we're gonna look at some of that too. But let's look at the warlocks first. So we've got the undead warlock. Obviously, this warlock gains temporary hit points when they go into the form of dread. And then this heals. Now, this spell doesn't do you any good, really. It does damage. Let's put that out there. But other than that, if you're at full hit points, it doesn't do you any good. So this isn't great unless you need to heal yourself, because there is that extra added benefit. But if you can start stacking it on top of temporary hit points. Now, this will not heal temporary. It doesn't allow you to regain temporary hit points. It allows you to gain hit points. But if you got temporary hit points and you've got this in your back pocket, then you can keep going. Wizards. So we've got School of Necromancy wizards. Once per turn, when you kill one or more creatures with a 1st level spell or higher, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell's level. So you could end up regaining a bunch of hit points. So this would be 6 hit points if you killed something with it, or 3 times. So this would be 9 points. This would be 9 points plus whatever you get from doing damage. So there's that. There's no saving throw for this either. So you could have a kind of tanky necrotic wizard that's up front or a fighter, say a fighter who has 3 levels of Necrotic Wizard up front, that's got a really good armor class, and can be using this spell. And you can concentrate on this while you're doing it. You could have a Barbarian build. So let's look at that. So Barbarian, there is a particular thing in here about Barbarians that enrage. So while raging, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on strength and strength saving throws when you make a melee weapon attack. So that doesn't count. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. You are unable to cast... Oh, you can't concentrate on them. Okay, never mind. That is not going to work. So, but you could be a fighter. You could be kind of a tanky fighter. There is the Abjuration Wizard as well, who gets this kind of hit point arcane ward thing that, you know, could make you more tanky, and then you could use this to heal. This seems to work really well with the Necrotic Wizard. With the Clerics, there is the Death Domain Cleric, so your touch, when the Cleric hits a creature with a melee attack, this is a melee attack. It's a melee spell attack, but it is a melee attack. The Cleric can use Channel Divinity to deal extra damage, extra necrotic damage to the target. The damage equals 5 plus twice the Cleric level, so there is that. You'll do extra damage. The Grave Domain Cleric doesn't necessarily go well with this because this one seems to be preventing death. And then, of course, there's the Sorcerer, who can quicken spells and also distance spells. When you cast a spell that has range of touch, you can spend 1 sorcery point to make this a range of 30 feet. So you could be a distance vampiric touch character with this as well. So there's kind of 2 schools with this. You could either go kind of tanky and then use this spell as a melee spell attack on every round to do damage, but you're only going to be doing 3d6 damage, and it only goes to heal you. Or you could be kind of distance, where you're going to be a sorcerer with levels of warlock or something and do that. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.